especially because I went like from the regular social interactions of college to the like no social interactions of the pandemic, like extremely quickly, right? I have, since the pandemic has, been less of a concern, and since I've been in this doctorate program, tried very, very hard to make sure, because the PhD can be such an isolating experience, we've talked about before, like to cultivate this, like doing things with friends at least once or twice a week, right?
So you've got all of that kind of the social tendencies sort of changing, but also increases in remote work reduce the ability to make work friends. And as we spoke about like half an hour ago now, work friends are important.
Yeah.
And work friends, you
54% of
make friends
people,
at work.
it is the number one thing that people say they make friends at work. Yeah.
Yep,
Even more
absolutely.
so than school or through other friends.
Yes, you are making work friends. Work, I will speak to this, I think, in the back half, but like making work friends is good. But we also see kind of a change in how we understand individual personality traits. I think this is the last kind of
Hmm.
change in society that we really want to talk about here. Um, there's a conflation of introversion with being antisocial. And as much I am an introvert, I get my social energy I get my energy from being alone, not from being with other people. And being with other people depletes that energy. That doesn't mean that I don't have social skills. It also doesn't mean that you can't learn social skills if you are a introvert. But in the process of introverts taking their power back, quote unquote, you see a sort of like acceptance of the idea that you don't need to be social, or sort of a diminishment of the importance of social connection. And that's not the point. And also it's a societal shift. It used to be, well, if you are not someone who is willing to be social, that's kind of sad. That's a little like, oh, you should try to be social. And you need to both respect yourself or your friends who don't get energy from being around other people, but also those people do also need to be engaging socially because it is actually important to them, even if it is diminishing their energy level. If you're in a place where you think you don't want to hang out with anybody, it's probably the most important time for you to go
Yeah.
hang out with people.
And I think to this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
so I think to this point, like being social is something that like you develop faculties at over time, right?
It is a muscle. I have it written in my notes. It is a muscle. You have to train it.